What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a pretty special video for you. We're doing an install on Nate's Nb Miata. Of course, you guys met Nate before. Has this clean ass 02 Nb2. Today we're actually going to be doing a coilover install. If you guys follow us over here. Nate done picked himself up some Raceland coilovers. I know hella people that run these get a bad name, but like, low is life, you know what I'm saying? Low life shit. So, we're gonna be installing these, of course, both fronts and rears. And you'll probably see a little bit of rotors today, because we're also gonna be installing rotors on this car since it has a little bit of shake. But, shouldn't be too bad. I've done them before on an Nb Miata and also this Miata. So we should be able to get this done in a pretty reasonable time, at least I would think. So yeah, let's get this started. So as you guys can see, we already have it jacked up on the rear, on jack stands. So this is actually a pretty simple install. Like I said, I've done it a couple times already. It doesn't take too long. Not much you have to do. The rears are super simple. I've seen plenty of different ways of this done before, but the way that I like to do it in the rear just makes it super easier. Is that we just pop off the sway bar in the rear. There's a couple nuts on the back, and then of course just completely take the bolt out of the lower arm and up top on the top hat. It's the simplest way to do it, and it'll pop out. So we'll get back to you when we're starting. Okay. So once you guys are going in the rear, you're gonna have to take all your trim out. There's just a couple plastic tabs right around the edges. There's one down in there. I don't know if there's anyone for over here, but you're gonna have to take out all of this. And after you do that, it's gonna expose a couple 10mm bolts you're gonna have to pop off to get behind this little metal piece that's back here. So we got the metal panel removed. There's just 4 10mm, like I said, or 3 10mm, sorry, like I said. Exposes the top hat of that coilover and the top hat of that coilover. We're gonna move to underneath. And like I said before, we're gonna be doing this an easy way. It's kind of hard to show you. I'll show you on this side. But there are 2 nuts, sorry, holding on to the sway bar on each side. Just gotta pop those off and pop the coilover out. Then you should be able to get enough room just to press down on it really hard and pull it out. Wow. So I'll get back to you guys once we're done with this. We got the nuts off the rear sway bar back here. Nate's working on the other one right over there. We're gonna pop this. We can actually just leave this for now. We're gonna work on getting the old, I guess, coilover out, or whatever the hell it's called, by getting this bottom nut off, or the bottom bolt off, and the nuts on top of the top head up here. Those come off pretty easy. Didn't really have any troubles, just broke loose. So hopefully this down here is gonna be just as easy. Are you going the right way? I don't think so. I really don't think I am. I don't think you are either. Oh yeah, breaker bars be your best friends. This shit came out no problem. Sorry for the lawnmower, fucking dad's mowing the damn lawn. The sheep, man. Alright, so we got the bottom bolt off the lower control arms as you just saw. We're about to move to the back. Top nuts for the coilovers. Sorry for the lawnmower noise. We're gonna wait a second. Okay, so as you can see right here in the rear, I'm gonna get this side off so Nate can do the other side. The other side's a little bit easier to get to. But back here, there are 2 14mm nuts on both sides of the top hat. You're just gonna have to pop those off. They're a little bit harder to get to on this side, unlike the other side, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let me get a fucking lower bolt off the lower control arm on both sides. Both the nuts off the top of the top hat. So basically all we have to do is just press down really hard on this, and this will basically just pop free. Like, we'll just have someone stand up here and go like that, and somebody else will just wiggle it out. It's kind of hard to do unless you have 2 people. So we're not actually gonna be recording this. We're just gonna be popping them out, but it's pretty simple. Just push down and just wiggle her out. Let's get her done. Okay, so we actually got the top hats off of the old ones after we got them out already. I kind of forgot to record that, but it's okay. And we got them installed onto the Racelands. So we actually just need to push back down on this and slip it back in, as you guys can see. We got this one basically in already. Bolt back on down there, nuts on the top. We just got to put the sway bar back on once we get the other side out, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so we're about to throw in the other side in. Again, we're just gonna have somebody push down on this whole hub over here. Can you stop talking?
It's clay.
And we just basically have to slide into the top ones first, and then you'll be able to work your bolt in down here. So just like go. Reach around. All right, you're good. There you go. And then Nate, throw the top ones in up there just so it doesn't fall out. And as he's throwing that one up there, you can show a shot of that. I'm just gonna get this bolt back down in here. It's actually hella hard to do if you don't have somebody else lifting it up. I can't find a hole. So we'll be right back. Jack's gonna help us. So we got both the coilovers installed in the rear. Jack is about to lower it down so we can show you how it fits. We actually are still on stock wheels and tires, as you can see, but that's not a big deal. Nate will be getting them eventually. But drop her down and see how low she is. Ooh, ooh. Looks nice. I like that. Okay. Now it's time for the fronts. So we're moving up to the front. As you guys can see, we clearly have it jacked up and everything, and the wheels are already off. We actually are down to just the hub on this side and the other side. Like I said, we're gonna do rotors and stuff. So that's all off, but we're gonna leave it out of the way for now. So far, I have the bottom bolt for the stock coilover, whatever it's called, loosened, and I have the sway bar and link pulled out of that right there. You're gonna need that so you can actually pull this down, since we actually just detached mine from up here, but this actually has the guard on it, so we're just gonna try to leave that in there and not make more of a hassle than we need to. So we're gonna probably pull that bolt the rest of the way out, pull the 2 nuts off the top hat, and figure out what else we need to do from there, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to move this possibly, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll be right back once we figure it out. So if you're not a pussy and you don't have spring compressors like us, you just kind of fucking stand on it and launch it out. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, ain't even scary, bro. Everyone be complaining about that shit. Okay, so we got the passenger side coil out, coilover, whatever the fuck, stock, whatever. To get them out, we actually had to, come down here so you can see a little bit better. We actually did have to drop the upper control arm. It's a little hard to get to. There's just one long bolt that's up chilling in here. It's not very hard to put back in. Like I said, it's just one bolt and a nut on the other side. Just have to hold with a wrench. After that, it literally just fell out. Pretty damn simple. So we're gonna take the top hat off of this one, throw it on that Raceland. We already have the other one built over there. So as soon as we get these on, we'll just throw them back on. Yeah, we'll get a video of us lowering it down for you guys. And I guess that's it. Let's get it going.
Top hat looks, and this is how it looks all assembled. You obviously don't need all the parts.
Okay, so whenever you go to take this top hat off, there is a piece I'm pretty sure you don't need, which is this cup that sits inside of this, because the Racelands come with this, which I'm pretty sure is a replacement for. But you will have to grab, where's the other one? Did we get it out of the box yet?
Yeah,
no, this is the plastic.
I mean, the plastic right next to you?
I need the metal one. Oh, that's plastic.
The plastic right next to you?
Is it in here? Oh, shit. This piece. So this basically just sits on top of your coil to hold it in place onto your top hat. As you can see, there's a bushing that usually comes off, but it's actually stuck in this one, which is good. On the inside of the hat, make sure that's still on there as it goes on top of here. But it's pretty simple. This sometimes also comes off like this, this just goes right back on top. And then you take this, the flatter, I guess copper or whatever hell zinc coated piece this is, put it right on top, then just press down, and the race ends come with a new nut to go right on top, a new locking nut, and it's simple, just goes right on top. And then just take this and crank her down. Simple, pretty simple. There's not really many videos or like instructions online, at least not that Nate saw when he looked it up, but it's not that hard. Okay, so since the coilover is all built and ready to go in, it's pretty simple. It's just going to sit into this slot right here on the lower control arm. Make sure you go in between here like this. I'm not going to throw it in yet, but just like that. And of course, guide it right up into here for your top hat bolts, which are, or your top hat nuts, which you're going to get through the top of the engine bay. But make sure that you want to throw the nuts on the top hat first after you get it guided in, because you can always feed this part into your lower control arm afterwards. It's going to make it a little bit harder if you put that bolt in first. So you're just going to want to guide this in and then put the top hat nuts on. So we'll do that. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Like I said before, you're just going to want to guide the bottom in first. Make sure it's somewhere in the bottom bracket. It doesn't have to be lined up or anything like that. Push down a little bit and it should be pretty simple. I'm just gonna line those up top. So Nate, if you could throw, or at least not like throw them in, but just like thread them on up there.
Push up a little more.
So as you can see, this lower, or the upper arm, just throw those nuts on.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll tighten them down a little bit more.
You gotta push it up a little bit more so I can tighten it.
So after that, we'll throw that bolt back in the upper control arm, and then we're going to put the sway bar end link back on after that.
Good.
And then we'll throw the bottom bolt in. But you guys don't really need to see that. It's pretty simple. So yeah, we'll be back to you when I think basically when we're on the ground.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll be back. Okay, so we got the front coilovers fully installed. Everything's tightened back on. Rotors are on. We're about to drop this down and see it for how low it is in the front for the first. It's maxed out on every single corner. I'm guessing we're gonna have to raise the front a tiny bit, but we just wanted to see how it looks. So let's get her going. Nice and slow. It's not slow. Oh my dump, bro. That's gas. That's so gas. Oh yeah. That's heat. I love that. You can see we are jacking it back up. We're gonna raise the front just a little bit, and the fender liners are leaving the front. The rears are fine. I left mine in on my Miata, but the front's got to go. It rubs on every part of the fender liner, but that's just how it is when you got a low car. So we're gonna take those off. Then we're gonna take it for a spin, and I think we're good. Everything's tightened back on. It should ride just fine, honestly. I mean, it looks pretty good. Hyped about it. Can't wait for the wheels. Okay, so the last clip you guys saw was actually a few days ago. The Miata is at its final ride height. Sitting pretty, he's been driving it around, so the coils have settled the little bit that they are going to. Before we show it to you guys, how do you like it, Nate?
I'm loving it. It feels great. Really stiffened up the suspension, and it's really fun to drive, especially around the corners. Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm passionate to that low life gang, you know, like you gotta be about it. Okay, so we don't have much less to wrap up this video. We're just gonna do like, I guess like a little kind of cinematic thing, and yeah, enjoy. Non-busted mirror. Non-busted, expired. I was in Monroe, right? Mm-hmm. And you know where that gas station is and that intersection? There is a groove in the road. It's like, you rip my shit apart. I heard that scrape. I was like, oh my god, dude.
I swear I've shot sparks on a couple of things.
Oh yeah, I probably like a different layer of the road. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I smacked the fuck out of that.